along. And we're gonna call powerhouse spoken word poet Lyrical to the mic. Give it up for Lyrical, y'all!
Hold on, not enough. Hold on. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Call the response.
All right, wait, hold up. I was told that wasn't enough response to the call, so we're gonna do that again. I told y'all we was waiting for Lyrical, right? Right. So, we're gonna get right on into it. I'm gonna call this powerhouse spoken word poet by the name of Lyrical to the mic. Give it up for Lyrical, y'all! Hey, ready.
Good job. You want to be right here.
Hey, what's good, everybody?
What's good?
Happy Juneteenth. See me, I got my Juneteenth colors on. It was all for y'all. All right. So happy Juneteenth. I got my little flag. How y'all feeling?
Good.
It's Freedom Day. I need some more energy from y'all. How are y'all feeling?
Good.
We're supposed to be celebrating. This is our first nationally recognized, federally recognized holiday for the freedom of African American people. So, shout out to Juneteenth. I know we didn't ask for a federal holiday, but it's nice that we have one. So shout out to that. So I'm gonna do a few pieces for y'all today. Is that okay?
All right.
All right.
I'm going to just take this somewhere. Hey, you want me?
I just wanted it to be visible. Oh, thank you. I just wanted it to be visible. All right. Let's get into it. In 2019, BuzzFeed reported that Pinterest bans the search of plantation weddings. According to Google, there are 93.6 million results for these celebrations in particular. The wedding industry routinely denies a violent history and continues to promote plantations as romantic places to marry. My great-grandparents were born on an island in South Carolina where the water has eroded acres over time. The neighboring plantation be a stone's throw away. My southern roots are tied to a location where millennials pretend to be antebellum, placing their bodies against the backdrop of slavery, clothing themselves in nostalgia, buttoned up tux and white dress to play purity on quarters of bondage and bloodshed. You can search the pictures, bear witness to the poplars, see how low the branches hang, positioned to exchange vows beneath where bodies would swing. You can almost touch the hem of the cotton, smell the sweat dripping from a forehead, feel the breeze droop over the picnic, then marvel at the beauty of the water. I bet they want to have live music, preferably jazz or rhythm and blues. Something about the shucking and jiving of blackness is so matrimonial. How about soul food? Tea, sweetened from the sugar cane, stirred slow from the woman in the big house. How much for the black eyed peas per plate? We're paying good money to remind ourselves that we own the place. So they search for the mistress fit, the bouquet and back whip, placing photo booth in slave cabin, a white wine and cheese spread near the tobacco, a ledger for family and friends to sign in. Meanwhile, turning beneath their feet are the corpses that quiver from lashes on their flesh, are the bones that rattle when they couldn't have ceremonies like this. They wonder, when did this become popular? When did it ever go out of style? How did our trauma become search engine? How do white folks say they don't want to remember when these crops be the backdrop of our history in America? When did forced fields of labor become a #1 wedding search? A hashtag, a BuzzFeed, a news story, a vision board party. Some white women have dreamed of this day their whole lives, so this is their rights, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, because what is more American than marriage, God, and slavery? This is white history. And we'll have memories to last us a lifetime. Poem. Thank you. Is my purse in y'all way? Is my purse in y'all way? I feel like I just set it right down on their furniture. Is my purse in y'all way? Okay. All right. Y'all ready for the next poem? All right, cool. So, anybody here familiar with code switching? Isn't it so exhausting? It's like, ugh, I must wake up and assimilate again today. And she said, I can't do it. That's right.
It ain't in me.
It ain't in me. That's what I'm talking about. On Juneteenth, there will be no code switching. Thank you. All right, so this piece is called Bilingual. Colloquialism comes from the Latin word colloquium, meaning conversation. Webster's dictionary says it's a characteristic of spoken communication that seeks to imitate informal speech. But see, I don't have to imitate anything I seek because I'm bilingual. I speak the language not of 2 countries, but of 2 communities. I've had to code switch for so long, I care less about the color of their skin, but more about the content of my character. I know how not to lose my native speech just as easily as I can speak the one imposed on me, for I too am America, and my words too live here like a white picket fence just as much as they live like the projects. So when I say you ain't shit, what I mean is you are a terrible person. Just like when I say continue with that momentum you've just exhibited, what I mean is keep that same energy. And you see, it's one and the same. It's just that one verbiage you try to disregard and the other you'd rather claim, but I don't have to change. I can give you both Cardi B and Michelle Obama on this same damn day, which is to say, I can be both Bronx, black girl from the hood, know what gunshots in the air sound like just as quick as I can be PWI alumna. Grad school mommy. Earned the letters after my name and the positions at every corporate company I've stayed in. So when I say, per my last email, what I mean is read what the fuck I just wrote. And you see, this is what I mean by a language barrier. Both are English, both categorized by hard times and places, both left up to man-made interpretation, but with a different dialect. And I am skilled enough in both occupations that I can give you language that makes safe haven just as quickly as I can give you black effect. I'm good on any MLK Boulevard. Translation, despite weapons, I shall prosper through any hood I step. And you see, why should I pretend to be 2 people when I can just be bilingual? I should really put this shit on my resume. So when I say, is that your man's? I am not asking if you're in a relationship. I am merely inquiring if that person you came with who's exhibiting odd behavior is someone you are acquainted with. And when I tell you it's not that deep, I am saying you are making a much bigger deal out of this than it has to be. And when you tell me that deep. You are minimizing the very trauma I've lived through in order for me to open up my mouth and speak, because for generations on end, my very words have been made to believe they are sin, something to be ashamed of, something to consider myself less than, and I'll be damned if I ever have to curb my vernacular for me to feel comfortable around you again. So when I tell you about the beauty of being bilingual, it's like living in the same world with two different tongues. It's like exchanging my ancestor story and knowing where I come from. It's like cleansing my palate to help you see my vocabulary. Got a double-edged sword sitting on the tip of my gums, where one is still trying to hold on to an origin story while the other just became one. How y'all feeling? Are y'all still with me? Yeah. All right. Such a beautiful day out here. All right. I was told to keep it clean. Apparently, I'm too vulgar. Sorry. I apologize. All right. But language is a social construct, right? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, language is just language. This is the colonizer's language anyway, okay?
They didn't hear what you said.
We didn't choose English. They gave it to us. All right. Right. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
So, let's see. All right. So I have, how much time do I have left? I'll just be up here talking. 2 more. 5 minutes. Okay, great. All right, great. I have 2 more for you. So let's do it like this. So when the protests of 2020 broke out approximately 2 years ago this summer, right? Everything was in flames, literally and metaphorically, right? And there was a lot going on, right? It was the first time that all 50 states were protesting about the same thing. And I was very moved by many of the things the displays that took place. I joined several myself. I remember that it broke out on May 29th, 2020, and there was like a protest every single day for the rest of the summer, right? So we were literally fighting 2 pandemics at the same time, right? The COVID-19 pandemic and the pandemic of racism that is actually never ending. So, well, I shouldn't say that. I have hope for liberation for my people one day. All right. So, with that being said, I learned some things at the protest, and this is what I learned. It's called 7 lessons. 7 lessons learned at the protest. 1, let the white people get in front. Nah, dead ass. We know y'all wanted to be invited to the cookout, and praise God, this is the cookout. Can't you see the fire ablaze in the distance? Don't you smell the brown meat grilling, hot, angry from years of being burned in the freezer, hungry from how long we've been left to rot? You asked for this upon building a cold shoulder to my existence on our backs, damn right. This ain't a democracy unless you icing down with me, so yeah, allow your white shield to cover me like a picnic of guilty tears. It's the least you can do after showing up early and bringing nothing for decades. 2, if a black woman dies and there is no camera around to record, does it even make a tragedy? It's been over 24 months and still no justice for the murder of Breonna Taylor, the murder of Rekia Boyd, the murder of Sandra Bland. The signs at the rally all read America's quarterbacks of martyrdom, as if we are not running through the same plantation while you gather in these streets to demand a play-by-play for equality. Please Do not forget the soil that planted every seed. 3. It'll take a lot out of you. By the end of 7 miles, you will rattle in your bones. You will know what our ancestors meant by a long trek to freedom. You will gloom and distress knowing the war is far from over, knowing that we shall overcome, be several centuries away. Do you still walk? Do you take each step like a bomb ticking on the inside of your psyche? Conjure up ways to rationalize this moment will be what my ancestors fought for and how my children will continue the fight. What if we never see liberation in our lifetimes? How do I live knowing my footsteps are just rehearsal to the performance of my eulogy? 4. The Birmingham movement lasted 37 days. The Freedom Rides lasted 7 months. The Greensboro sit-ins were 6 months. The Montgomery bus boycott was 382 days. Quit asking us when we will stop marching. We will stop marching when this country stops lynching us. 5. The soundtrack is Kendrick Lamar's All Right, NWA's F the Police, YG and Nipsey Hussle's F Donald Trump. The soundtrack is Nuck If You Buck, Tupac's Keep Your Head Up, and for the Saints, Tasha Cobb's Break Every Chain. Revolution by Kirk Franklin, and we gon' praise while we dance in these streets. Shout Negro spirituals to the top of our lungs and then demand you put some respect on our peace. 6. Come prepared. Bring milk for the tear gas. Bring a thick shed of skin for the rubber bullets. Bring a pair of shoes you do not mind creasing. Move like your body is on fire. So instead of the precinct or the cop car, it was actually just every breath you ever took dragging balled its way up your throats and out onto the threatening. We told you, this is the cookout. How could you not expect for there to be flames? 7. You wanted an invite so bad, right? Well, here it is. Don't walk up empty-handed and then expect us to still fix you a plate. Poem. How y'all feeling? Y'all still with me?
Yeah.
All right now. Before my last piece, I just wanted to thank you all for being here. I wanted to thank APEC for inviting me out today. And it's such a beautiful day. We couldn't have picked a more lovely day to be able to come together and celebrate Freedom Day, and Happy Father's Day to any fathers that are in the park today. I was gonna say in the building, in the park today. And I definitely appreciate this beautiful presentation of just celebrating artists and Black art. And so I thank you for sharing space with all of us here. So for this last piece, you know, Juneteenth, it's all about the freedom of Black people. So make some noise if you Black. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all better celebrate today, okay? All right, so see, I got my red, black, and green on. Before I left my house, or before I left my parents' house, my father was sure to tell me. He was like, and you know what the colors of the Pan-African flag mean, right? And I was like, yes. And he was like, okay, so what's the black for? The black is for the people. And he was like, and what's the green for? I was like, well, the green is for the blood. The blood shed to build this country, right? And then the red is for the blood shed to build this country. And the green is for the land. So, you know what I'm saying? We better celebrate. We better rock our red, black, and green, okay? Because we built this land. We did. And you know what? My pastor said something very good in church today as well. Somebody was trying to, like, you know, say like, oh, well, why aren't y'all wearing red, black, and green? That's the colors of Juneteenth. That's the colors of our people. And he said, okay. He said, that's true, but our colors are also red, white, and blue because this is our country. This is our country too. Our colors are also red, white, and blue. So we got two flags, okay? All right. So, with that being said, this right here is my black poem. Black boy, black casket, black funeral, black after party, black as heck music, black trap, black throwback R&B, black hip hop, black hopscotch, black sidewalk, white chalk outline, black media outlets, World Star, hip hop, The Shade Room, black entertainment television, black Twitter, black iPhone, black emojis, black fists means power to the black people. We learned that from the Black Panther Party circa 1966. To be black and resist is to have a black death wish. Big black sky holds light bright stars. Wouldn't be the first time a black thing was the foundation for white shining. Black and white television, black and white photographs. Blackness be the absence of all light, but yet we woke up like this. Black lips, black nose, black hair, black cheekbones. Black girl wrapped tight in her black skin, praying she don't give birth to black children who know what it feel like to be still in black holes 6 deep beneath our feet, getting eaten by black leech, getting eaten like mama called you with all your black cousins to the kitchen to come get you a black feast. Black child grows up whole despite being shot at all along by a black piece. Black woman was being shot at all along by white police until they called it suicide. Call it attack on black bodies, call it black on black violence, but yet we've heard not one distraction here except white noise, while black bullets locked and loaded somewhere beat a mass murderer's white toys. So he walk up in the space, and we all at the function, fresh to death, arrived on CP time, but we look good though. And in this moment, I remembered why black folk take so long to get ready and always show up late. It's because if we die today, this will be our ghost outfit forever. So you gon' wait. Poem. Thank you so much, everybody. If you would like to find me on social media, I would love if you can take out your phone and follow me right now. I am on Instagram at Lyrical Faith Poetry. That's Lyrical Faith, LYRICALFAITH, Poetry, POETRY. You can follow me there on Facebook. You can subscribe to my YouTube page. It's all Lyrical Faith Poetry. And I'll be around when it connects. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Happy June.